Welcome traders to today's Admiral Markets video, which will review the Euro-Dollar engulfing twins on the 9th of June 2014. Not only that, but we're also, as always, going to take a look at the pound dollar, dollar yen, and AUDUSD. First of all though, explaining that this material is developed for a global audience, please take into consideration that the info in this session may not be suitable for everyone. To get the corresponding info on charting conditions and other details, please visit admiralmarketsglobal.com, select your country of residence, and contact an appropriate entity. Also, the risk involved in trading for exchange and global financial markets is considered very high risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Please seek the advice of an independent financial advisor for more information on that. And this webinar is for informational and educational purposes only. Please pause the video to read the entire disclaimer, and we do thank you for your attention. Before we start looking at the charts, quickly this webinar review. We have the weekly Forex recap with Tarantula as always today on Monday. Then we have Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. We have live trading labs, Forex strategy specifically on Wednesday, and Wednesday also expert advice. Then we have Pro Learning Lab, which news to trade on Thursday. So I invite you to watch one or all of these webinars, of course, and looking forward to see you then and there. Let's start with the Euro-Dollar daily chart, and you can see the engulfing, bullish engulfing twins, in fact, on Thursday after the interest rate announcement, and the smaller NFP day, in fact, here next to it. This is looking definitely like a very strong bullish signal, breaking also outside of this resistance line. There's still one horizontal resistance at 136.70 to deal with, but if price were to break through that, we could see further gains to the upside. You can also see that price nicely and neatly respected these targets and bounced off that -1,000, just like the previous targets as well. Other reason why we see the upside probably is because of the lingering long-term divergence between these bottoms. If you compare the oscillator bottoms with the price bottoms, price is continuously making lower lows here, but the oscillator didn't. So maybe that's why we see the bullish bounce. And on the hourly, we can see that, therefore, I would see this as a strong impulse, a strong momentum, and this downside could be corrective. If that happens, there could be bounces off one of these fibs for further extensions to the upside. Also, last but not least, if we look at the weekly chart, what do we see? A pretty big wick at the bottom here and a bullish close. So a weekly candle like that is looking like a pin bar, and therefore also engulfing actually last week's candle of 2 weeks ago. Therefore looking like a bullish bounce off of this bottom for some upside. How far can the price go? Certainly for some distance if we get the confirmation, but I would be careful about 139 and 140, which could still be resistance areas. The pound dollar, or cable, is in a way a bit of a mixture here, in the sense that it broke out of this uptrend channel to the downside, but price is moving back up off of this horizontal level right in here at 166.60. So we'll have to see if price is actually hooking back for more downside like this, or will it break above and go back into the blue channel and above the green. So it's a bounce or break spot in my opinion. It's going to be interesting to see how the pound dollar behaves throughout the week. The AUDUSD has a similar situation as the pound dollar. It too has upside momentum at the moment, regaining control actually when we broke through this trend line like that, and now moving to the upside. There is still one more resistance to crack, this orange line, and that's this, oh, it's not even here. Let me put that on the daily chart so we can see it a bit better. That orange line here is connecting several tops. Actually, you could put it probably all the way back there. And that is a clear resistance line. So price bouncing off the bottom here and not getting any follow through to the downside, and now challenging the resistance. So is there a breakout potential here, or is price going to bounce back down to the bottom of the channel? And then we'll have to see if it has enough steam to break through that channel or not. These choices, a bounce or break right here, and then a bounce or break at the bottom of that green channel potentially, are things that I'm going to keep an eye on. If it does break to the upside though, be careful of the horizontal level still present at around 94 here, and also 94.30. Last but not least, the dollar yen 1 hour chart right now. Dollar yen nicely in an uptrend channel. Looking at these blue lines, we have a resistance line that is a pretty neat line. If that breaks, there's a potential breakout that could occur above there. Also same thing for maybe downside if we break below the channel. However, still be careful of these fibs when placing it from here to here, I would still be cautious of that particular fib. 4-hour chart, nothing to add, but the daily chart, you can see that the upside break could run into the resistance when price hits 103, because there's not only a resistance line but also a horizontal line. Price is basically stuck between 103 and 1080 and is bouncing back and forth. So in that regard, the upside break looks pretty dangerous because of the bigger range in play on the dollar yen. Well, traders, that wraps it up for today. Thank you so much for joining, and we look forward to see you in one of the webinars soon. Good trading and cheers.